What's up, family? It's your boy Mike Mathis, the face if I'm not famous. But I made it, man. It's about to go down. I'm about to go in here and interview Nancy Jones and her family. Nancy's actually deaf. I'm going in and asking her a series of questions, but the crazy thing is she don't even know what's going to come up after the interview. Watch this. What's up, family? It's your boy Mike Mathis, the face of I'm Not Famous, but I made it. I'm here interviewing Jones and the Petty family. Nancy's actually deaf, but the thing is, Nancy accomplished so much. This is her interpreter right here, and I'm just proposing the question to answer Nancy. How did she make it? So, you're Nancy's mother, right?
Yes.
Nancy, if May, what's your first? Can you just say what's your name?
Yvette.
Yvette. Yvette, just tell me a little bit about yourself, Yvette, if May.
I'm 55 years old,
Okay.
Mother of 4 children. Nancy is my oldest child.
Okay.
She wasn't born deaf. She became deaf at 9 months old from spinal meningitis,
Wow.
which is an airborne disease,
Okay.
and it left her deaf.
Wow. Okay. When you first heard about Nancy being deaf, what was your response on that? How did you feel?
I was devastated, but to have a child that couldn't hear when it first hit me, I was only 20 years old.
Yeah. Wow.
But my love for her
Wow.
outweighed all that.
What's one word that you could say to describe Nancy?
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I would have to say structure.
Structure.
Intelligence.
Intelligent. Smart. Okay.
Self-driven.
Self-driven. Okay. That's good. I remember meeting you about a year and a half ago. And one of the things that inspired me was that you're goal-driven. You don't allow certain situations, your differences to really define you, but use that as a segue to get you to another place. And you're strong. You're strong. Nancy, first off, Nancy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I didn't realize I was deaf until I was 4 years old, or 5 years old now, is that right? About 5 years old. And it was a struggle. I had experienced frustrations and struggled, and I was happy because my family was such a wonderful support, and they always accepted me as I was. And without them, I don't know where I'd be lost. The fact that they accepted my deafness, and my family was wonderful, great support for me. And they also gave me tough love too.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about your schooling. Was it a challenge there going to school?
Well, I grew up in Mayfield with an oral program. It was challenging because there were no interpreters at that time. It was only lip reading and speech reading. And it's called a mainstream class. That's what it was. And a lot of times I had to remind the teachers, to look at me, face me, don't turn away from me because I have to read your lips. And it was hard, it's hard to get through that sometimes. It's challenging.
Wow.
But I told my mom I wanted to go to a deaf college after high school. And, then I really got into the deaf community, experienced what it would be like to be around a lot of deaf people. And that was tough too, because I had to learn to sign. And I came home and she was shocked because I was signing, and she said, you should have learned sign language a long time ago. But I didn't. I refused to sign when I was little. I didn't really learn sign language until I was 21.
Wow. Why didn't really want to learn sign language when you was little?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nancy Ann went to A.G. Bell.
Okay.
And when she went to A.G., she went through school to A.G. Bell. And there was a teacher that came to me one day, and because we would go to parent-teacher conferences, and we were the only family there, my husband and I. And a teacher pulled me to the side and said, Nancy has this gift, and you need to get her out of this school.
Wow.
And I said, well, why? And she said she has this gift where she can lip read. And she about, this woman just told me that Nancy has this gift. I'm going to see if she has this gift, because we all know she would be able to sign. So I put her in Mayfield School. And she was probably the 3rd black in Mayfield School.
Wow.
So when we went there, the principal asked us, are you sure you want to send her here? And we were like, well, why would we not send her here? And he was like, I was just wondering, if this is the school you choose for her versus Beechwood. And I said, well, Beechwood have a sign language program. We want her to lip read. And the teacher knew.
So the age of what, 13? Or age
No,
of what?
she was second grade.
Second grade. So that's when she started doing the sign language.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
when she started doing, she was lip reading.
reading.
And then, because I would sign to Nancy, because I was in sign language, I went to school for sign language with her. And she didn't want to sign.
Wow.
I would sign to her and she would stop me.
Why, Nancy, why didn't you want to sign?
Well, because I thought I was the only deaf person in the family, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to talk like everybody else, like in my family. I was just kind of, headstrong about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever get to a stage where you got depressed?
No, sometimes I was frustrated, a little upset, that I was deaf, but you have to love yourself first. My mom taught me that. You have to love yourself first, and be a strong woman, a strong person, and love yourself, and accept what God has provided or given to me.
When did you discover your gift? When did you think you discovered your gift?
Around
Middle
middle
school,
school
yeah,
time.
middle school.
Yeah, around middle school time.
Okay. So you grew up in a family of your mom and your dad in your life. Now, I know you told me a little bit about her father. What really happened? What's going on now? What really happened? Or
To
what
Nancy's dad. Nancy's dad had a massive heart attack.
Okay.
And Nancy, came from Kings Island, and her brother was 20 months old, and Nancy was 13, and it happened May 19th, May 20th. We came home from a family outing, Kings Island, and we put Nancy to bed, and by Nancy not being able to hear, she didn't know anything was going on. We put the kids to bed, and her dad laid down, and he had a massive heart attack.
Wow.
At 36 years old.
Wow. Nancy, how did that take a toll on you? Good.
I remember, I'll never forget that day, because I woke up and the family was all in my room. They all gathered in my room. What's going on? What was going on? My aunt came over and she told me that your father has died. I didn't believe her at first. I was so shocked. I went to the bathroom and brushed my teeth, and then I went downstairs, and there was a lot of family in the living room gathered. And I realized that it must be true. Still didn't believe it though. When I went to the funeral, that's when I finally accepted that he died.
Wow. You have your master's degree, right? Or what?
Yes.
You have your master's degree. Do you have any little projects you're working on? Anything?
Yeah, I'm working on writing a book actually.
Wow. Can you give a preview of what your book's about, or can you give the title?
No, it's a surprise.
I love it. But Nancy, one more question. Right now in your mind, do sometimes you feel like you're all alone? You feel like you're misunderstood? That nobody really doesn't really understand you? It's like, despite everything you have going on, I know you have a good support team, your family. Do sometime in the back of your mind you feel like it's just me and Jesus?
Yes. Yeah, because communication is always an issue. It's so frustrating. Among my family, I still struggle a little bit. So, and sometimes I have to show a lot of patience, even within my family when we're communicating.
Exactly. What made you start teaching deaf? Because why deaf? Why did you start teaching the disabled?
Well, because it's so important, because deaf children look up to me as a deaf role model, and a lot of times they don't feel that deafness is beautiful, and I want to inspire them that it is beautiful. They shouldn't have self-esteem issues at all. So that's important to me. I just really love my deaf students, and I love teaching them. And a lot of parents in Cleveland that can hear aren't comfortable with their deaf children.
Wow.
They communicate with them, and so I'm so thankful that my mother was not that way. She was so accepting of me, and they need love so much, and so much of that is communication is so much a part of that.
Nancy, you're inspiring. Everything you do is is life-changing. I mean, you have a life-changing testimony story. Nancy, on behalf of I'm Not Famous, but I Made It, what we want to do, we actually want to bless you with an hour worth of massages, an hour worth of massages at Massage Envy. So, all right, family, this is your boy Mike Mathis, man. Tune in. This is why I need you guys. I need you guys to go to my website, imnotfamous.org. This is what I do. I'm trying to go into different homes, different places, and propose the question and ask them, how do they make it? You got people who got autism, you got people who have cancer, you got people who's in bad relationships. You need to hear their testimony. And the thing is, I want all of us to come together collectively and see and sow inside their gift, sow inside their purpose, some kind of way. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be blessed, y'all. Keep us in prayer.